Hello everybody and welcome to my new show, my news show, amply titled Newsboy No Desk. I'm a newsboy, I got no desk. I'm your humble host, got hairs all over the microphone, that's not very professional. For over a year now, I have dedicated myself to reporting on one idiot. One grifter, Derek Savage, known to his parents as Daryl Ray Evans, known to the world as a lovable but deeply concerning children's mascot Cool Cat. Seen here tugging one out to his internet haters. That fun guy. Throughout my videos, I've attempted to appeal to his humanity, his sense of reason, meet him on his level. We're just two guys trying to connect in a industry full of blood-sucking vampires who are also probably pedophiles, allegedly. But also like a surprisingly shocking amount. But nothing ever seems to get through to him. I was even blocked. I was blocked on the people's platform, Twitter. Twitter, where good feelings go to die. Nothing ever seems to be good enough for Daddy Derek. I could spend hours dissecting and breaking down every aspect of his videos, and he blocks me. This is not bitter Grayson you see before you. This is professional newsboy Grayson. And that's why I'm here today, to objectively report on Derek. No more feelings, no more resentment, no more bitterness that he would leave us dear small creators down in a gutter to die in our own spittle. In order to appeal to media giants like PewDiePie, Ninja, and even the goddamn president. That last one begins to make sense when dissecting Derek Savage political views that seem to just seep out of him onto the walls of Twitter like a stream of consciousness that someone should probably and maybe say, hey, pump the brakes a little, buddy. These things just leak out of him like the fragrant smell of sweat pouring out of a furry costume in the hot Nevada sun. A little musky. Here is a post of the 58-year-old pretending to be an adolescent cat child without pants, writing fake news at Huffington Post. Reporter Sebastian Murdoch attacks and curses out beloved kids character Cool Cat. He added at himself, in case you didn't know who was tweeting at you. It's the name of the fake news reporter now regrets being such a nasty bully. Hope he gets fired to teach him to be nice. Before we go any further, I want to perfectly and unquestionably make clear that nothing I say is fake news. I hold myself to the highest of journalistic standards by just reading what Derek says. I'm not making things up. I'm not twisting facts. I'm not distorting the truth. I'm reading the enemy of the people. I myself am a fake news boy. But this, I assure you precious viewers, is not fake news. Who else uses the word fake news? What other organization, entity, or political party would use such a phrase to completely discredit narratives they disagree with, in turn discrediting journalism as a whole and the bipartisan representation of reporting? Maybe the ats in Derek's tweet will help jog my ever so fading memory. At Fox News, at NBC, at ABC, at CBS This Morning, at Limbaugh, at Sean Hannity, and at Glenn Beck. Hoping someone gets fired so they can learn to be nice over the crimes of bullying. Revenge is not a great anti-bullying stance. It is clear that Derek has no rhyme or direction with his ever-growing clout net that covers Fox News, his first choice, maybe NBC if Fox says no, I guess ABC is okay too, perhaps if all of them don't pick it up, then maybe he'll slum it on CBS this morning, and then an abrupt shift to Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, and Glenn fucking Beck, who all, I cannot stress this enough, are rotting the brains of the elderly, with the likes of Glenn Beck being too much even for them. They kicked Glenn off their programming, you know, for conspiracy theories and shit. If someone constantly is trying to reach out for the attention of racists, refreshing. But I'm not here to solely talk about his political ideology and how pushing these ideas with a children's mascot is the type of dystopian propaganda that I'm sure happened in the Hunger Games universe. There's a reason Elmo never calls for the resignation of reporters or politicians. But no, that's not why I'm here. I am looking for something deeper, something deep behind all of the superficial lines of appropriateness or pathetic peddling of the same camcorder footage in new packaging disguised as films. I want to get to the core of what, who, how, why, and when Derek Savage is. Some of those questions are easier to grasp than others. For an instance, when? 1962 to present. Where? California, until that became a little too PC, and now he resides in the desert of Las Vegas, where he will probably spend the rest of his days. The why though, that goddamn motherfucking why. Playgirl model, erotic novelist, filmmaker, storybook writer, musician, parade person, and for a brief 12-minute video, newsboy. This is my opportunity to meet Derek on his field. The Savage Crime Show, created, uploaded on August 12th, 2016, and last seen until, well, that's the only episode. Derek, do a part 2. Come on, buddy. Commitment. He has it, and then gone. So here is my news show about Derek's news show. I might get a little political here. I might get a little heavy here, but we're gonna keep it fun. We're gonna keep it clever.
We're not going to make fun of the coronavirus. We're not here to disrespect anything, but we are here to have fun with it.
I'm here to have fun with him and not make fun of him. It is here in these 12 minutes and 34 seconds we begin to see what creates passion in Derek.
One difference between our show here, the Savage Crime Show, compared to all those news shows out there, you know, they just like to sit there and complain about everything, the bad that's happening, all that. But over here, we want to give you solutions to help keep you and your family safe.
This show is to keep you and your family safe, with his show being separate from other news organizations because they just like to sit and complain about everything bad. But over here, we want to give you solutions to keep you and your family safe. So there is a practical application to this news show. We are gonna give you the news, and then we're gonna tell you how to be safe with you and your precious little babies. Who the fuck am I? So glad that I'm recording this while they're doing construction next door. It just adds to the chaos.
Hey, our objective here is very simple, and it is to keep you safe. I mean, what is happening to this world? It is getting crazy. I don't care if you live in New York, LA, anywhere between. It's just absolutely crazy. The whole world is like a powder keg.
With the way Derek speaks, one may think the world is a living Joker's Gotham, with crime just running rampant, old ladies getting robbed at gunpoint for 10 cents. What the fuck is going on out there? Guys, anyone. Someone explain this to me. Oh, it is toasty outside, guys. Derek, please Tell me, how do I keep me and my family safe?
But over here, we want to give you solutions to help keep you and your family safe. That's the most important thing right there. I'm the producer of Gun Self-Defense for Women.
His solution throughout most of this video is to buy his DVD. Buy his DVD, Gun Self-Defense for Ladies.
And yes, if you read the cover right there, it says, and for men too. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, a child, what color you are, what nationality.
Also, men are welcome to watch it too, and I guess children? I guess he said children can watch it. Also, people of color, which I don't know why he would make that distinction of like nationalities. Like, hey, anyone can watch this if you speak English, because I doubt he's translated it. Just throw it in your cart with that sweet, sweet Cool Cat merch, and you too can learn gun self-defense for the ladies and everyone else, men, children, dogs. Dogs can learn gun self-defense for ladies. Don't forget, there's also knife stuff in there, and stun gun, and hand-to-hand combat, and for Derek, the answer to most problems seems to be firearms. Even in our current predicament of the coronavirus, that goddamn possibly faked, possibly hoax, perhaps not harmful and overblown, but totally believable enough for Derek to be selling his own mask to protect yourself from the coronavirus. Here's footage of Derek Savage, a 50-year-old man, once again, pretending to shoot giant coronavirus balls out of the air as he pumps his shotgun into a mound near a freeway, which is totally fine according to the Las Vegas Defense Group. They state one doesn't need to register the weapon or license. Just a good old carrying permit. Just good old weapons. I got my permit. You don't need to know where I got this gun. I don't need to register this boy. The fact is, I can carry it. Though brandishing a gun in public or posing with one under the influence could land you a $1,000 fine or 6 months of jail. Nevada, you're fucking nuts. Unlike those fucking taters in California, which tried to pin Derek Savage. They tried to send our dear leader Derek to the fucking slammer for the possession of a unregistered handheld automatic firing pistol, also known as a machine gun. That's right, in 1992, Derek, who was 30 at the time, was brought under charges for an unregistered M11. To which Derek argued that the court's definition of a trigger being anything that releases a bolt to cause the weapon to fire is wrong. To which the court replied, no, we like that definition. Derek's legal team argued that the district court erred by not telling the jury the government must prove that Evans, Savage, knew the firearm he possessed was subject to registration. So the court did not tell the jury that the government must prove that Derek knew that he was supposed to register the gun. So it's the government's fault for not showing the court that Derek... So it's the government's fault for not providing evidence to the jury that they knew Derek knew about the registration. What a defense! It's not my fault. The good, hard-working American man that wants a fully automatic pistol in the palm of my hand without registering it? That's a goddamn government's fault for not putting, like, a warning sticker on it. I mean, maybe it was in the instructional manual that came with the gun. I'm sure he purchased in the most legal of ways. Who has time to read that? 90% of the manual is just different languages that I can't even read, and that makes me feel dumb. So I'd rather just rip it up and throw it away. I can see why Derek is so attached to his gun, since according to Derek Savage, and it's totally legit, totally still ongoing news show, The Savage Crimes Show, hosted by Derek Savage.
You can be a victim of a crime. And if anyone tells you other than that, just know for a fact that they are lying right to your face right there. And you could tell them Derek Savage said you're a liar, because crime is rising all over the world, my friends.
You can be a victim victim of a crime. And if anyone tells you other than that, just know for a fact that they are lying to your face right there. Crime is fucking everywhere. And if you think for a goddamn second that you are not a victim, that you are impervious to crime, you can tell that person they are a fucking liar, and Derek Savage said so. God damn it. Every time I forget to turn my lights on, I feel like I'm fucking up this channel. This is why I only have 205 subscribers. I'm fucking up. Ugh. According to PewResearch.org, violent crime in the US has fallen sharply over the past quarter century. 51% between 1993 and 2018. So I guess one of us is fucking lying, Derek. One of us has to be lying. The crime is on the rise, or it's not. The fucking balls on this guy to be like, yeah, I could just start a news show. I seem like a news guy. What gave him this idea? Which one of his friends were like, Derek, you're so plugged in. You speak the truth, man. You should be on TV, not these fucking folk. Now, you would think, as someone creating their very own news show, one would try to hide their identity, hide their biases, to appeal to a bipartisan crowd, to gain as much of a following that they can before slipping their personal ideology in their rhetoric. Once Derek brushes past the headline of a terrorist attack to an office Christmas party that led to the death of 14 people and injured a dozen more, he doesn't even provide solutions to keep your family safe. The entire thesis statement of his crime show to keep you and your family safe.
San Bernardino shooting, that's when a lot of this recent stuff started, you know, in San Bernardino. 14 people were killed there. I mean, they were at their work party, and they got shot up by some terrorists, you know, and 14 people, many injured right there. And I mean, San Bernardino, look at that.
Instead, he uses the opportunity to quickly complain. Wait. That's what he said those other news programs do. You know, those bad ones. Those bad news programs that Derek doesn't like.
The difference between our show here, the Savage Crime Show, compared to all those news shows out there, you know, they just like to sit there and complain about everything, the bad that's happening, all that.
All they do is just sit and complain about what's going on in the world. They don't provide solutions, because that's what journalists are for. Journalists are for solving the world, because they either have the most integrity and the most power, or they're fake news, completely corrupt, and have agendas, and you can't trust a single goddamn word out of them. Like, journalists are the ones that make legislation. Fuck. Derek, in his very own words, in the first 3 minutes of his broadcast, would like to state, for the record.
Look at that. And first of all, I want to say this. This show right here is very, very much pro-police. We think the police are doing such a great job, and God bless each and every one of you, and stay safe out there. We love you. Cool Cat loves you.
Yes, the police, who are public servants paid to protect and serve the citizens of their community. They are great, strong, and in no way morally compromised individuals stuck in a systematic institution that rewards aggressive tactics to increase incarceration rates of privately owned prisons that line the pockets of lobbyists who are in bed with the very politicians in control of setting the national and state budgets for said police force. No. The police are a source of good. And their boots, well, they taste even better. I can see why Derek loves the police. Besides them being an angelic protector of the peace, they also carry guns. In America, the police be packing heat. And they be packing it fucking hot. Doesn't matter if it's a domestic dispute, a homeless person, you're caught in a tree. Doesn't matter. The police are packing heat everywhere they go. Just in case. Danger lurks around every fucking corner. There's crime everywhere. It's on the rise around the world. Didn't you hear? It seems to Derek that anyone's life is automatically improved with the introduction of a firearm.
The Orlando shooting. 49 folk dead there by one crazy lunatic going in there.
When he speaks on the horrific display of vicious indoctrination that was the Orlando club shooting, or as he puts it, one crazy lunatic with the cognitive precision to murder 49 people. Yeah, what a crazy fucking maniac. He says that, I don't care if you're gay or straight. Oh, whoa, back up there. Derek, what are you trying to say, buddy? I hope you have a quick rebuttal so the people at home don't dare think that your morals are compromised.
And I don't care if you're straight or if you're gay. I'm a straight man, but some of my very best friends in the world are gay folk.
You know, the gay folk. The folks of Gayland that live up in the rolling green mountains, singing from their gay farmlands to other gay folks surrounding the valleys. But if these particular gay folk would have had a unconcealed weapons permit, they could have shot that son of a bitch real quick there.
We got to put a stop to this. You know, if more folk would have had a concealed weapons permit in that club, they could have shot that son of a bitch real quick there. You know, and I'm a firm believer in the concealed weapons permit.
Like a totally level-headed superhero hiding in the dark, waiting for their moment to strike. I personally, as a totally objective, non-sarcastic newsboy, cannot see any negative drawback in a club in a dark room packed to the walls. There wouldn't be any confusion whatsoever, since whenever I frequent clubs, gay or straight, and let's be clear, I am not a straight man, but some of my best friends in the world are straight folk. There is always an announcement as soon as we walk in of who will be our gun-wielding savior in case of a mass shooter who happens to walk through the doors. It's like when you go on an airplane and you get the emergency exit seat because you're a 6-foot-tall man, and that's the only row where you can comfortably sit without surgically removing your knees. Flight attendant comes to you and asks, are you comfortable helping people with the emergency exit? Are you comfortable taking on that responsibility in case, you know, of an emergency? Because according to Derek, it ain't the gun that kills.
But you know, the thing is, a lot of people say, oh, guns this, guns that, it's the guns that kill. It ain't the guns that kill. I mean, I can have a gun right here. It ain't gonna kill nobody. It's gonna sit right there.
A gun can't just jump up and kill someone. It's the man. Derek has 2 deadly, probably unregistered, weapons at the end of each arm at all times. And the gun is just a very precise tool that Derek utilizes for non-killing purposes. Like a chef uses a knife and a shooter uses a...
No, it's just, and what are you going to do? Outlaw knives? You want outlaw trucks? Huh?
No, you're not.
We need to start going after these bad people.
The issue is very sick people who are just sick. And that's their issue, not ours, or the people they inflict, or perhaps some sort of public service that could keep an eye on them. The answer is definitely not gun control. Why would you even bring that up? Why would you even think that, Grayson? That's unthinkable. We have the Second goddamn Amendment. The Second Amendment. It's the Second.
We're starting to see that one person can do a lot of damage. And it don't matter what kind of weapon they got. I mean, there's been so many knife stabbings throughout there. One guy, and I think it was Japan, a week and a half ago, killed numerous people, just went and started stabbing everybody.
Anyone can cause damage with any weapon, like 15 people stabbed in Japan, which is the exact same thing as the Orlando shooting that left 49 people dead. Because, you know, 15 people stabbed with a knife and 49 people shot dead. Practically the same crime. Derek's solution for these terrifying and downright disturbing news stories, his advice in keeping you
and your family
safe.
We need to start going after these bad people, and we need to give them the punishment what they deserve.
That's an interesting proposal, Derek. I'm all for punishing those who commit harm to others. One slight problem though, Daryl's solution here is that to punish people, they must do a wrong, also known as a crime. Punishing people for the crimes they commit does not prevent the crime that they committed. For someone who doesn't believe or trust mainstream media, he still likes to take headlines and act ultra serious. Don't bother to read the articles. If CNN says there's 84 terrorist attacks a day, well fuck, you just gotta believe it. Look at the headline, look at the source. Aren't you just reporting other people's reports?
Now right here, let's get back to America. Violent crimes are rising in U.S. cities, study finds. And rapes.
Isn't this show just you reading headlines that were written by other people? How does Daddy D feel about fair use again?
Monetizing, trying to make commercial profit off somebody else's work is a major no. You cannot monetize YouTube videos or any of that crap.
The Drudge Report is cool though.
Heard there was a party I read on Drudge Report this morning. Oh, I love Judge Matt Drudge. I'd love to meet you someday, brother. Hey, you know, on I'd like to get you a Coca-Cola, cold beer, whatever you like, man. It's on me. Hey, you know. In fact, I heard Drudge started in Hollywood right down the road from me here. I love hearing that, man, you know. And it's just getting bad out there.
You know, my favorite moment from any CNN video when Anderson Cooper stops reporting terrorist attacks to tell his favorite political writer that he wants to take him out for a beer. This isn't a desperate thrown together attempt to make some sort of name recognition for himself. Cool Cat is a worldwide brand.
We need to get serious. We need to protect ourselves, our families, our kids. I mean, when you start seeing one ISIS attack every 4 hours, this is just, it's not acceptable anymore, people.
It's almost like this entire news show is just an advertisement for his fucking gun self-defense video. In this first 9 minutes, he's already plugged 4 times.
I'm the producer now in gun self-defense for women. Let's get back to America. Violent crimes are rising in U.S. cities, study finds. And rapes in major cities, rapes are really just starting to escalate. People, the economy's so screwed up, they get drugged out, you know, whatever. Women are being attacked on an unphenomenal level.
The fucking rapes. The rapes. Let's get back to America. By looking at the story from Germany.
Probably one of the sickest stories I've ever seen right here. This is a woman in Germany. Refugee, what Merkel's let in over there, all the refugee, rapes a lady, a 79-year-old woman.
Come on, Derek. You clearly took a hacksaw to the editing bay. You didn't feel that when looking at the progression of in America, using a isolated incident in Germany, maybe not the best example to illustrate your point.
Refugee, what Merkel's let in over there, all the refugee, rapes a lady, a 79-year-old woman, at the cemetery while she's visiting her sister's grave. How sick is that right there, man? If she would have had a gun, she could have shot that sucker.
Yes, Derek. If this 79-year-old woman would have had a beautiful, natural, God-loving gun, she would have been able to double tap +1 her attacker. Because it's not the gun that kills people, it's clearly the elderly. Derek, can you just illustrate like the proper way to just shoot a gun?
Double tap, bam, bam, bam. That's how special forces do it. 2, bam, 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 like that. That's how you drop your attackers, baby. And that woman right there would have been safe. 79-year-old woman got raped. How sick is that?
If only there was a fucking DVD that could instruct me with the proper way to take down an attacker, preferably with a gun. Maybe if I had a knife, maybe if I had a stun gun, you know, specifically made for the ladies, maybe, if only.
They're saying since Obama got elected, 7 years, the gun sales have estimated 52,000 sales per day since Obama got elected. What's that tell you right there?
I have a weird suspicion that perhaps the increased number of guns being sold under the Obama administration that Derek brings up could possibly be partially influenced by the constant hate-mongering by some political outlets. Notice how Derek commented on the refugees entering Germany. It's almost like constant panic is a good motivator to get the public to purchase something. It's the reason why anti-smoking campaigns try to permanently scar your fragile little child brain with surreal nightmares of the dangers of cigarettes that I still see sometimes late at night when the Jameson and the sleep paralysis kicks in and I'm just staring at the ceiling and it's just fucking looking back at me. Oh, 2020. You almost have to commend Derek for just cutting through the sheer bullshit of the news, the sheer facade. Derek tells you exactly what scares him in hopes that it scares you too into buying a DVD. Just a simple $12.99 that anyone could afford. And by extension, this report that you're watching right now could just be a deep state advertisement for the cynical youth that will buy the DVD for the LOLs and the memes, which only serves to give Derek money and justification of this documentation of his mental collapse as a man who is desperate to grab onto fame regardless of how many times he contradicts, misleads, or flat out lies to the audience. For someone who prides himself on the safety and sanity of families, especially children,
We're here, we want to give you solutions to help keep you and your family safe. That's the most important thing right there.
he doesn't seem to give fuck all care to the negative effects that he may be presenting. Like how in a 12-minute video that is presenting itself as news, The Savage Crime Show, hosted by Derek Savage, of the 12 minutes and 34 seconds, it spends approximately 5.5 minutes on advertising. 5.5 minutes pushing gun self-defense for ladies and Cool Cat.
You've got every right to be afraid. So let me go in and show you. Let me show you. This is a scene where in the thing where a lot of people seem to really love this. This is my shotgun scene right here. So hey, as they say, take it away.
So why do this? Why do this? A question I'm literally asking myself at this very moment. This is a one-off video from 4 years ago. But in many ways, I feel like it's true Derek Savage. Pure, unfiltered Derek Savage, a xenophobic salesman begging for a platform. And I would like to give him that platform for all to see him as he really is. Derek has a habit of taking down and deleting videos he's embarrassed by, or maybe shy about, or for whatever fucking reason, but not this video, not this crime show. Out of all the videos he has on the Cool Cat Funhouse, the Cool Cat Funhouse channel, this has been a mainstay on there for 4 fucking years. And I think it's because secretly he hopes that Matt Drudge or Glenn Beck will watch and discover the talent that Daddy Derek feels he deserves. The video is a cornerstone of the Cool Cat enterprise, and while he is waiting for Hollywood, he got me and said, please, my fellow newsboys and newsgirls out there, everyone in between, greysontodd says trans rights, you can mark me down for that motherfucker. Send this video to Derek, because I would like to extend a formal invitation to communicate and discuss civil discourse. No editing, no filter, just me, him, and the people the world to see. I am willing to give Derek his special little platform. Derek Savage may be a bad guy. He may not be a bad guy. He may be genuine. I may be a bad guy. I may not be a bad guy. I may be genuine. I can't tell anymore. I would hope that Derek wants to come and figure it out with me. Thank you for watching. I may never do this again. Stay swezzy, stay posy, watch good shit. I'm greysontodd, signing off.